So, talking to a home buyer, and we're talking about houses because that's what I do most days.
Welcome to 772 Living with Lisa.
Well, hello and welcome back. I'm Lisa Ammons with 772 Living, and I am here with Bryant Stucky from SWBC Mortgage, and we are going to be talking about second home purchases and how they differ from primary purchases and interesting ways to leverage your situation to get you into that second home. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So as usual, I'm talking on the phone with people, and a lot of times they're from out of state. They see some beautiful homes here in Florida and they'd like to buy those houses now, but they're still not ready to retire. And in the case where they have a home up north that they need to sell, it kind of ties their hands because they're not ready to retire yet. So that is what we're going to be talking about today, where you can buy now even though you're going to retire later.
Oh yeah!
So right now, rates continue to remain low and home prices are still rising. Mind you that it is at a slower pace, but they are still rising. Now, you may be years from retiring. You may be 2 years out, you may be 4 years out, and you want to take advantage of today's market. So there are ways that you can do that even though you may be looking to retire a few years out. Okay, so we are going to be talking about very basic scenarios. Everybody's financial situation is different, and of course, you should always talk to a financial advisor before you do anything. So let's dive right in. So the definition of a second home would be?
Technically, the definition of a second home is a home that you intend on using at least 14 days out of a year.
For your personal use.
For personal use. So other than that, you can use it for whichever other way you wish. But as long as you are coming down to use it at least 14 days out of the year, it does meet that criteria.
So technically, a second home would be a home that you personally use.
Yes, you can personally use it or allow your family to use it. So as long as you come down and your intent is not to rent it full time,
right.
As long as you come down and your intent is to utilize it for yourself, your family, for friends, that falls into the second home category.
Okay, good. If you're buying a second home, when it comes to lending, there are some different criteria that the bank expects. Down payment might be a little higher, right?
Correct. Typically, your second homes require a minimum of 10% down.
Mm-hmm.
Interest rates, oddly enough, are going to be exactly the same as if you were purchasing your primary residence. So you're not getting penalized on interest rates for purchasing a second or vacation home.
That's good.
Now, knowing those pieces, you do have to keep your financing in the standard conventional mortgage range. FHA and VA do not allow the purchases of designated second or vacation homes.
Okay, so no FHA, no VA, you must do conventional lending, and you're going to have at least 10% down on a second home purchase. So let's say you live up north and you own your home free and clear, but you're still not ready to retire. Are there any benefits to borrowing against the primary residence there?
Well, actually, first of all, congratulations on paying off that house. But secondly, yes, there actually are a couple of ways you can utilize that home if you wish to use the equity out of that home to purchase one here. You always have the ability to get cash out, do a new refinance, get cash out for a set amount, bring that money down here and utilize that to buy a second home or use as a down payment depending how much you want to use. The second option is to go get a line of equity. If it's a home where you feel specifically you do want to sell it in a short period of time, maybe 2, 3, 4 years, sometimes a line of equity is easier to get and much cheaper to use as a short-time loan before you do sell that home.
Yeah, because they sometimes will have less fees.
Exactly.
Yeah, so a line of credit might be something you want to consider. It certainly does have less fees. And taking that money out of your house up north gives you the ability to make a cash offer down here if you have enough equity. and that gives you a substantial amount of leverage. So let's say you don't have equity in your house, or you don't want to borrow against your primary residence. What are some other ways that people can come up with cash, like from a retirement account or something?
Okay, well, obviously always talk to your financial advisor to make sure you're taking it out of the right places. But many times people will either access investment accounts. That's where you want to check the penalties for selling off, taking money out of there. Or if you have a well-funded retirement account, usually you have a couple of options there where you can either take a lump sum out to use as either down payment or to pay cash in full, or you can borrow a set amount of money and have payback options, which are typically lessen penalties, and you're basically paying yourself back for money that you're borrowing. Again, talk to your financial advisor. Not all retirement accounts do give these options, but those are very viable things you can do to either pay fully in cash or just get enough to cover the down payment.
So there are many ways to skin that cat, so to speak, and that's just another one. If you have some specific questions about purchasing a second home, you can of course call me, but if it has to do with lending, you might want to talk to Bryant. I'll put his information in the description box below. He can discuss your particular scenario and give you some ideas in which to work with. I hope that you've learned a little bit in this Bulletproof Buying series. If you have questions, please make comments below. Either myself or Bryant will do our best to answer those questions. If you learned a little bit, give it a thumbs up. And of course, I will be putting in the description box below the other series of videos, video 1, 2, and 3. If you haven't watched them, please do so. We would love to hear your comments and of course your questions. If you're watching this video to the end, congratulations, you are a rock star. We have not bored you to death.
Hallelujah!
I'm Lisa Ammons with 772 Living. This is Bryant Stucky with SWBC Mortgage. We want to thank you for watching. And of course, if you're interested in watching another video that's not related to lending, you should check out this video right up here. Hope to see you soon.
I'm cold red, my service automated.